What is up, guys? North Digital Assets coming at you with another video. This video is sort of a special announcement that I'm coming out because I'm seeing some stuff on the charts. I'm starting to see some movement that has some excitement to it. Let's take a look at it. North Digital Assets on Twitter, Casper Curve, ADA, XRP, HBAR, VECHAIN, API 3, and CKB. 25 plus other assets that we've been talking about for a long time. Number one, we have to dive into Curve. Curve has been a credible crypto favorite for a while. It's one of my bigger holdings. I've been talking about Curve for a while. What I will say is Curve just had a nice movement. Curve was just at here on July 12th at 86 cents, yet now we are at $1.42 with a 65% rise. Now, just in the last hours here, just today, okay, we are moving up. In the last day, we are moving up here 28% movement on Curve, okay? We're starting to see some movement across the board in the altcoin market. I also have a position in, actually, let's take a look at some possible resistance levels for Curve. So Curve, I don't know where Curve's going to head next. I don't know if it's going to have the momentum to come all the way up to here. And that is resistance that you can see here in this price chart there and on the VPVR, which is $1.97. Is that possible that we'll do some sort of zigzag up to there? Possible. We'll wait and see. Anyways, if you've been dollar cost averaging into Curve, it's good for you right now. And also, if you're buying any in through here or through these dips, but also, this is just good to see this momentum in the altcoin market because sometimes coins like API 3, Curve, it can be Avalanche, it can be all kinds of different coins. They start to give the game away. These altcoins start to move first. Yes, then Bitcoin will start to have some movement, but it's like the altcoins, some of these altcoins at times are trying to tell you kind of like the secret of what is to come. So we're starting to see some movement in the market. Can Curve go up that high, or is it going to find that resistance here? Well, let's see. It needs to clear. It definitely needs to clear this little point, and it did. This sharp point was like at 140-ish. We're above that. It's got another little resistance point here at 150. Let's see what happens. 4-day isn't overheated because it can do something like an M double top on the 4 hours. Sorry, not 4-day. 4 hour. If we go to the daily for Curve, not too overheated, still in this blue area, can come up one more time and that would be fine. So let's wait and see. But anyways, Curve with some movement. I've also taken a position in leverage on GMT. Let's take a look at that here. Also on KuCoin. If you're not in KuCoin, I do recommend KuCoin, whether you're spot trading, holding, leverage trading. I do recommend KuCoin. So right now, I took a position in GMT, USDT, looking for a movement up into this range here, up into, for starters, to clear on the VPVR here, to clear this $1.20 lip, and then kind of get stuck in this little range as a profit target. And I got into this at 95 cents, okay? And I'm looking, and this is just in my trading bags, and I'm looking to take profits in this 120-ish range if we get there. I have holding bags that are spot purchases, and then I have a little bit in leverage. Another thing to look at here, sand, okay? We're seeing these patterns across the board right now. Don't know what's going to happen, no guarantees, but I'll tell you this right now. This is the same pattern I was showing on Bitcoin the other day, where you fall into this ascending triangle that you start to create, and the market's been falling so damn long now for months and months and months and months and months that eventually something's got to give and you got to start moving back to the upside, especially when the weekly stock RSI, the monthly stock RSI is going to start moving up on Bitcoin. But you fall into this triangle, you got this A, B, C, D, E. You kind of ride this bottom trend line. Now you've come out of it. Now you're up here. Now, what would the target be on sand? Okay. Just the measurement of this triangle when you fall into it, and then you set it here around $2.20 up here for a movement of, from where we're at now, even if you entered now, for a movement of 55%. So SANDBOX is also on the table. If everyone remembers SANDBOX when it had that crazy run all the way up to here. Now, in confluence with that, I have the VPVR on now. Now, I'll say this. You can see on the chart, this actual resistance isn't firing up till about 250, yet the target is about 220, okay? So you can take profits in here if you're not holding long term. You can take profits here. It might roll back down. It could keep going. There's many scenarios, but at any rate, you can take a position in SAND. And I showed you a couple of other coins. I'm also going to be talking about VECHAIN because VECHAIN, I gotta show you this. With VECHAIN, something that is good to enter VECHAIN right now is this fact, okay? Number one on VECHAIN, you came down here, triple bottom here on the daily. 1, 2, 3 taps. Usually you're ready to start to go to the upside. But another good thing about VECHAIN is from the absolute bottom, from this red wick that we had on June 18th, from that to this green dotted line where we're at now is only about 27%. Yet when you look at a lot of other coins, like I'll just show you Ethereum really quick, which is a much bigger market cap than VECHAIN, and we look at Ethereum, for example, so VECHAIN was 27%, Ethereum, it's 80% compared to 27%. So VECHAIN is behind in the pack, but that doesn't mean that it won't run. If we just look at something like Avalanche, for example, Avalanche, what has Avalanche done? Avalanche with an 82% move. Yet again, VECHAIN only had a 27% move. So you look across the board, VECHAIN hasn't moved too much, and you can get it near the price of where it was at on June 18th on this red wick because you're only up at this green dotted line. So I'm going to be looking to DCA in and hold VECHAIN longer. If you want to do a day trade or a swing trade with or without leverage, you can dive into Curve. You can dive into Curve's already kind of making a run, so be careful. SANDBOX, you can dive into GMT, and there's a bunch of other coins in that market cap range with that pattern. Look for that pattern that I just showed you on GMT. Look for that pattern like I showed on Bitcoin the other day, where you have that triangle, okay, where you have that A, B, C, D, E, and the same thing. So SAND, let's see here, go back to SAND. Anyways, the market's possibly starting to warm up with the altcoin market. It might be the sign of things to come. Will it be? I don't know. There's no guarantees. We will see. But anyways, you look for this ascending triangle pattern. VECHAIN doesn't have this pattern yet. And you can also at the same time call it a cup and a handle. And the handle is actually a W, double bottom, inside the ascending triangle. So there's like a lot of patterns going on all at once. You also have this almost batwing type pattern where it looks like an inverse head and shoulders here, and then you move up anyways. The best way to call it though is this ascending triangle, and you fall into it, and then you get that movement up with a correction back down. So just kind of keeping you guys in the loop, and let's see what happens next. Anyways, smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll release some more videos as usual, regular scheduled program starting tomorrow. Anyway, see you in the next video. See ya.